All right, we're live. We're here with Sam from Brooklyn. As you can tell, a Trump supporter. Sam, you were telling me off camera that you've liked Donald Trump since way before he announced his candidacy. So what has it been about Mr. Trump that you've had such admiration for?
Yes, Neil. Pleasure to be here with you today. I liked Trump as a kid growing up in New York City, Brooklyn, New York. I enjoyed Trump as a role model. Everything from the Central Park roller skating rink, from his ability to get it done in a timely fashion under budget, to his know-how in New York City real estate, something I've always wanted to get to, my own personal life and career. Something that's very, very complicated, which even with $1 million is not very easy to get around. I have access to way more capital than that right now, and it's not easy with the permits and all the bureaucracy in New York City.
So a little background on Trump's business record. He's from Queens, as am I, and he actually so he was working with his father, and he took his father's business into New York City. His father gave him a small loan of $1 million, which was the quote he said a while ago. That he increased. So his father gave him $1 million and said, trying to make something, and he took it into he made a big empire, global empire. This was an inspiration for you, the fact that he has taken jobs like the ice rink, which you mentioned, which was under government control, and he went to the politicians in New York and said, let me do it, and he did it on time and under budget, and that's something, as you read the article you told me, has inspired you.
Correct, and it's more than that. It's his abilities throughout the book. Many examples of how he's worked the system that Clinton has for so long has enabled him to literally work. And this is why I enjoy Trump, and I know that he wants to change the system, though it would be anything but idiotic for him not to use the system for his advantage. I believe that now he's going to make this country a better place, a place where it will be fair for everyone. You don't have to have the top lawyers to succeed, and where Donald, like anyone else, can start out and make it.
What about the government right now, the way things are going, infuriates you?
So it's really everything. It's literally everything. It's sitting at the DMV, so trying to get a passport. It's every aspect of government. It's the high taxation, the budget, which people don't understand the ramifications to, which are very serious in my opinion.
We were talking about the budget earlier, and $19 trillion deficit here in 2020, with an aging population where you're spending Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and top-rate expenditures, overrunning that money.
So Neil, $19 trillion is a nice number and everything, and I've seen it on the buildings out in Lower Manhattan. I think by Washington Square Park they have it. It's more than that. It's about me getting in my mail how many, how many sections of Social Security, how much I put into Social Security, and then the letter saying Social Security will be defunded or not. It won't have the funds for me when I retire. It's about a personal, it's about me personally, my family. That's what it's about. So $19 trillion, yes, it's very important, but it's about the broader picture, and it's everything involved.
I think Trump supporters don't get a lot of credit for the fact that they really care about substantive issues. You're bringing up issues that haven't really even been touched upon too much in the course of this election, and has been overshadowed by media, discussing stories, salacious stories.
Sure, it's a headlines environment. We live in ads and whatever gets viewership, and it has to be entertaining. The issues that I care about, that Trump cares about, that America cares about, are not necessarily the most glamorous. However, they are the most important. It would be easier for me to support Clinton. It would be easier for me to stand up behind Clinton at face value and say, this is it. Trump, says outrageous things. He's up late at night. He doesn't go to sleep on time, and he tweets. But at the end of the day, I believe in the substance of the issues.
So let me ask you, does some of the things that Mr. Trump has said over the course of the campaign, does that bother you?
Well, it's a catch-22. He wouldn't be where he is today has he not done what he's done. So it is a catch-22. That's the answer.
Are you talking in terms of media attention?
Media attention in terms of whether it be trying to disqualify the other candidates. Trump is only where he is today because of what he's done thus far. And I believe he has the ability and the know-how and the people, the human resources to put him on the right path as far as what to tweet, what not to tweet, how to be, control his emotions that are so rightfully so extreme.
You seem like an emotional guy. You seem to be really wanting to. Do your friends feel the same way?
Correct. So I have a variety of friends and family. Many of them that are here tonight, they do. Many of them don't. Some of them don't feel that this change is attainable or possible. They feel like this Trump thing is all headlines. They don't see the substance within these topics that we're dealing with. But I believe personally that we can change the system. We saw with Bernie fans how passionate they are. Now we're seeing with the Trump fans. I think we can. We have the potential. And I think we will.
What other issues? We talked about the budget. We talked about Social Security. What other issues are you passionate about that draws you to Trump?
Right. So another issue, which is a very serious issue, and a very logical issue, if you ask me, it's immigration. This country was built on immigrants, but at the same time was built on legal immigration. Having no wall makes no sense. Every country needs a border. Without borders, you're not a country. It's dangerous, not just for the Hispanics on the Mexican border, but for any other foreign entities that will try to get into this country. I know how easy it is to get into this country. I've spoken to people. I know people personally that tell me how much money they have to pay somebody to get them to cross the border. It's a joke. I have a harder time getting to Manhattan, rush hour traffic, than people have, getting into this country. And that's a problem that has to end from a security standpoint.
Now, what about the economy? What do you do for a living?
I work in finance.
Finance. And are you satisfied with the economic climate?
Sorry?
Are you satisfied with the economic climate?
I believe the jobs, I'm grateful to be working and employed right now. I believe many of my friends haven't. 2008 was a low point, but for some people it's been used as a benchmark. I think it's a horrible thing. I think our country is better than 2008, better than any crash or depression that we've been to. I believe our country has to have higher standards, higher benchmarks, I'm sorry. And I believe we're not in a great place. We should be in a much, much better place.
Well, Sam, thank you for coming to talk with me.
Thank you.
And, good luck to you. Do you feel confident tonight?
Do I feel confident with Trump's winning? I tell people that I think Trump's going to win. My confidence level with that, I've been around 60% right now.
So we're seeing Alabama, Trump's going to win. So that's the lead.
Right.
So thanks, Scott.
Awesome.
Sam,
Thank you.
so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And best of luck to you.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Good luck.
God bless Trump.
There's Sam from Brooklyn, and immigration he brought up is a major factor in this campaign, and I don't think anyone would be talking about immigration unless Donald Trump brought it up on June 16, 2015. And when he did, it sparked a lot of controversy, but we're talking about it. And I know immigrants who have come into the country legally, have gone through Ellis Island, and they're infuriated with people walking into the country illegally, as Sam alluded to. And so, there's an issue right there is, when you have sanctuary cities where people are allowed to walk in, commit crimes, get deported multiple times, which is why Trump supports case law. And if you don't know case law, look that up, because it's an important policy to understand. There are concerns that people get away with crimes and they stay in the country instead of getting deported as they should. And so people just want, from what I find, and talking to Sam, I find that Trump supporters really just want people to do things legally. They want people to abide by the laws that are there for them. And that's what I gather. I think that there's a myth that Trump supporters aren't good people. I found a lot of good people here tonight. And, when you talk about immigration and the wall, I think that the wall, in a way, makes sense because it means that we're going to secure our borders and make sure that the right people who love us come in, and that's really Trump's sentiment. I recall the Brussels attack in Europe. I was on the air on the radio the morning that happened. My show, I had to throw out the window because of the Brussels attack that happened like 2 hours before I went on air. And we found out pretty quickly it was ISIS related, and we were talking about the ramifications of open borders in Europe. And we've seen it through the summer, is that open borders have allowed ISIS and its sympathizers to just walk through the different sections in Europe. And that was a major policy issue for those who voted for Britain to exit the EU, known as Brexit, which Mr. Trump has alluded that could be a sentiment behind him winning tonight, although the poll numbers, the national poll numbers, don't show Trump winning. So will it be Mr. Brexit and the fact of immigration? Are people really infuriated at people coming illegally? They do whatever they want, and they don't get deported. There's a sense of lawlessness, and that's what this campaign has been about. Is for Trump returning power to the people, and for Hillary, I guess more of the same. We're reporting from Midtown, Eli Carousso from Trump's headquarters.